The water could not hold me. I felt the soles of the boots, hands gripping onto me, fracturing and coming apart, the rest sinking. I could not hold the men. I went down with the men. I heard the whistles. I sounded the whistles. I bled the men into the sea. I bled myself into the water. The water gave way that day, the way someone at the door does for a guest, the way a servant does for their master, the way that weeping does to trauma, the way that trauma does to tragedy. Notice how tragedy changes your name in people's mouths. Widow, orphan, victim, murdered, deceased, poor, enslaved, missing. Sometimes we lose our names to our traumas. That morning, my name became sinking. Later, it would become a date. I was more than sinking. I was swallowed and swallowing, struck on my side and taking everything down with me, the way that people sometimes do when they are wounded, the way that people sometimes do when there is an emergency without an exit, the way that people do when they do not see the accident coming. I bled myself into the water. I bled the men into the sea. Black men, praying men, resigned men, hopeful men.
Scattering kivets flap and cry, belligerent among thorn trees, whilst I, intruding on sacred soil, am careful not to crush their eggs cupped on maternal earth. As they defend communal ground with high protest and dive bomb, I spot the omphalos that centers their lives upon this land. 3 mottled eggs in an earth nest. The adults noisily object, but to their frail Feldschwein, to future, love, and life, I bend in brief respect. Earth fell back below the skyline, and sea encompassed the ship like a lager of landlessness. We sniffed the salt winds for warm African scents, cattle, rain dust, Randy's fynbos, smelling only elemental emptiness. Our sea legs longed for Mother Earth, but an act of fate swirled us into an unearthly grave of eternal exile, where we have suffered a change into symbol and encompass all the land bereft, those at home who, in fact, suffered that umbilical theft of the unholy Land Act.
It is not a time for saving what is tainted. Here there is no time for painstaking toil with postage stamp bits of restoration. The finger dragged the nervous scalpel, scratching flake and cancerous skin of a dry and wrinkled lost tradition. And for what? To don a rose-pink bellied cherub on a frantic world. No, the frame must bend and buckle and let the canvas rip tradition's temple. Fallow waves of winter grass have made a nameless wilderness of graves. There is no more to be said. That which was and was dead is dead. No more to be said. Water is slippery ground for the poet whose swan-like presence hides the awkward thread of urgent feet, yet we dive again into depths as dark as their imagined graves and find the wreckage of mystery eluding our word probes, for they move in time's slow baptism of all desire, and we who would attempt to prosper by our art to raise them up are unaware of what they mean.
Salute the brave that sank with Mendi, unflinching heroes that went down proud, says Mkai, the laureate of Azania. What can we say? Memories of Mendi bother me, like whirlwinds of the desert of my existence. How many Mendis must there be before the real Mendi takes on meaning? How many bishops must there be before religion takes on meaning? How many doctors must there be before the health of the poor takes on meaning? And now for Mendi, we must mourn with sighs and heaves and belching too. Sisters of disaster, Mendi, non house, forever buried in never, never land. Don't come back.